common question that I've got since the new Ultra Instinct / Limit Breaker Goku, whatever you choose to call it, whatever, doesn't really matter at this point. Of course, official name versus fan name, doesn't matter. Anyways, a common question I've got was, hey, when will he Dokkan Awaken? Will he Dokkan Awaken? Will Jiren come? And things of that nature. All the same ilk questions. So I wanted to try to talk about that in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new for more content on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, of course, on the channel. And currently we're looking at the Tournament of Power link. Do not ask me why the other Kaba isn't here, the STR one, and why the Intelligence Hit isn't in here. They did something really weird with that. I can't explain it. Initially I was like, maybe the STR Kaba isn't here because he's from like the previous tournament, but like the Tech Kaba's from the previous tournament, so I don't know what they did with this. So anyways, this is the Tournament of Power category. It's blatantly obvious that because pretty much that whole top row has dropped within the last couple of months. It's pretty much obvious at this point that they are fully invested in capitalizing on the Tournament of Power currently going on in the show, and they're dropping a lot of units to kind of, be a part of that too at this point. But there are a couple of notable units, whether you like them or not, that are missing. Units like Dispo. I would love to see a Dispo card. Units like Ribrianne. She's missing. And before Ribrianne comes out, she gets a Dokkan Festival and Dokkan's into her fat form. That's a thing. Anyways, of course, most notably, we're missing Jiren. Jiren isn't here, which is why people continue to ask me that. Now, the most recent iteration of a unit that we dropped for this category would be the aforementioned Ultra Instinct Omen Goku. So the cool thing about Ultra Instinct Goku is, of course, he's a godly power leader. Offers 2 key, 120% up, and then also gives intelligence units like an LR Gohan or whatever 2 key and 40% currently. That leader skill is so blatantly unfinished that it's obvious he's going to awaken. In fact, I will bet you however amount of money you want that he will awaken, and here's exactly why. Aside from the unit himself, the man literally had this happen. Literally had this happen. I didn't even mean to open in a new window. Drops on a specific banner, a Dokkan Festival banner, centered around him himself. And he's like the first Dokkan exclusive ever that I can think of that doesn't Dokkan Awaken outright. They always launch, all these guys always launch with a stage that allows you to Dokkan Awaken them. Now, I'm not going to be cheeky with this and try to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, the name is Omen, meaning that it's not complete. Of course, Goku didn't have full mastery of it. Goku ran out of time for X or Y reason. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to justify anything. The simple fact is that this is the second coming of something of the nature of to be released. I told you guys this would happen. And if you don't know, the global version got the to be released issue. The JP version didn't because the categories were a thing already on JP. And it's obvious if you're a global player at this point that they're not releasing those leader skills for those 2 units until they're done with the 120s and completely move on to categories. They're just simply not doing it. They could have done that at the moment they dropped if they wanted to. They are simply not going to put the category system in that game until they choose to. And you can't tell me that categories came after 120, so that's why. They could literally put any update they want in this game if you're a global player at any moment. They just simply haven't because they don't want to. So, back to this. It's obvious at this point that he isn't complete due to the leader skill, due to the fact that he's a Dokkan exclusive that did not get a Dokkan Awakening or a stage upon release. So that is an entirely new concept, a new thing to this game. And I warned that the fact that we pretty much supported it previously, because both versions of the game are managed by the Japanese and English, English / global and the Japanese version of the game are both managed by the Japanese dev team. Okay, so they looked at their sales and said, oh, these guys didn't care. So we could just continue to sell them unfinished units. So what could potentially happen is that we get units like this more often, that are simply hype oriented, that are not complete, do not have awakenings that we have to wait for in the future. Now, one thing as far as the Jiren unit goes that could be very interesting is it's obvious they've dropped Topo that they're going to do it eventually. In fact, I would venture to say that the next Dokkan Festival will be a Jiren one. God forbid it's a Jiren unit that does not have a Dokkan Awakening just like this one, but I'm going to go out on a limb and hope that the next Dokkan Festival will have the Jiren unit and this guy's awakening. Maybe they awaken on the same stage. Maybe they have 2 different stages. If you're Bandai, that would be the smart way to do it. If you're a player, you would want to do it all on one stage, probably. And of course, maybe they drop other units that Dokkan Awaken, or Dokkan Awaken some of the older units, but it's possible they simply just don't even do that and just awaken the 2 newer units. That would be this Goku and the Jiren unit. So I want to go ahead and preface at this point that none of this is confirmed. This is just hyperbole, just speculation based on legitimate evidence that is going to happen. As far as this guy goes, I can't really talk about Jiren, but of course Dokkan will get a Jiren card eventually, like Vegito Blue LR is coming eventually. So they say. But anyways, in all seriousness, if you ask me if this was a good banner to pull on, I'm going to be completely blunt and honest with you and say no. Due to the simple fact that, setting hype aside, because of course, oh my god, Limit Breaker, Ultra Instinct Goku, brand new card, everybody wants him, he's so beautiful, look at that art, oh my god, did you guys just watch the special a couple hours before he dropped? I'm definitely going to have to go get him. You think that wasn't planned? You think they didn't sit there and say, okay, we're going to drop this card. We don't have an awakening for him. They probably already have the awakening done on the back end. They just haven't put it in the file, so we don't have a leak for it or anything like that. But they're going to drop this card directly after the special airs, like what, an hour or 2 after the special airs, something like that, a few hours. And you think that wasn't planned? They did it on purpose. So, of course, they're going to capitalize on your hype. It's smart marketing. So, that being said, if they drop the next one, and maybe they'll do a new hit because Hit's about to fight Jiren. Maybe they'll do that. But anyways, if they drop another one, then you can Dokkan Awaken it from that stage. So, I don't know. But I do think that, in all seriousness, the next banner will be that. And if the next banner is featuring this guy and his awakening, that would have literally made this banner one of the most trap banners we've seen in a very long time. That's a Dokkan Festival one. One that comes to mind was like Physical Goku Blacks. That banner was so bad. It was so bad that the global team or the devs for the game, when they were programming that into global, thought that they needed to buff Goku Black. It was that big of a trap because it literally did the same thing. I think Vegito Blue and Rose came out about the time that Vegito Blue dropped in the show, like the same day or something like that, but it was a couple of units and stuff like that. They were awesome. They were new types of leaders, so they didn't really have that issue. But this is one of the most hype-oriented drops we've seen. It could potentially become one of the most trap banners in the history, because if the next banner features him again, which it most likely will, and Jiren, that would have made that a 10 times better banner outright, especially if he can awaken, because now you're playing with unfinished goods right now. At least he has a leader skill. At least he has a leader skill, I will say that. But, you know, he's not completely to be released, but Dokkan Awakening to be released. 150 plus 3 key, whatever his leader skill will turn into, to be released. And the one thing that kind of about him that's the best is his category. You know, you get to play with Vegito Blues, Rosés, you get to play with LR Zamasu card, you get to do those things, and that's awesome. But I'm not going to overhype this guy simply because he's new. You guys know I like to come to you with honest opinions and, you know, factual information and straight, just setting all that other BS aside. I'm not going to treat you guys that type of way. I'm not going to BS you. So you guys know how I like to come with you. So anyways, that's it. As far as that goes, I hope that I answered most of your questions. Yes, to recap, I do expect the JIREN Dokkan Festival. Yes, to recap, this guy should definitely Dokkan Awaken. I think it's pretty much set in stone that he will. As far as when, I don't know. I'm assuming next Dokkan Festival. They may skip a Dokkan Festival, and then after that, maybe they won't even awaken him for a couple months until Goku masters the form. Maybe that is something that they try to play up on. I don't know. Of course, I said it's a trap banner. We don't know yet. Maybe he doesn't come back individually for some months, which wouldn't have made it a trap banner because you got the unit now. And of course, you didn't have to wait the months to get him again. I don't really know all that other side stuff. All I can really do is come to you guys from a player perspective. And if you're a free-to-play player, it may be best to save your stones. I don't know. It's just, of course, maybe try not to go too hard on it. Maybe you already have because I'm a little late with the video. But regardless, hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in the next Dokkan video. Take it easy, guys. Oh, yeah, one little quick thing. I want to make sure that I explain really quick that I'm in no way telling you how to play your game. Feel free to play your game, summon for what you want, whenever you want. I've always said that, so feel free to do that. If you want to get them now, if you want to drop 300 stones that you saved up, go ahead. That's fine with me. It's your account. Just giving you guys the opinion. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.